10 things smart people never say. Stoic wisdom for success. Sometimes, life feels like a maze of complications. We become overwhelmed by responsibilities, trapped in routines without direction, or burdened by disappointments that pile up. These feelings don't discriminate. They can reach anyone, regardless of success or power. But you're not alone. Great thinkers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius faced similar inner battles. They dealt with feelings of loneliness. Take Marcus Aurelius, for example, the most powerful man of his time, ruling a vast empire, yet struggling with anxiety and loneliness. In his meditations, he wrote something timeless. Our thoughts shape our reality. When we focus solely on the negative, life becomes an almost unbearable weight. Of course, problems don't magically disappear, but we have the power to prevent them from taking total control of our lives. Stoicism, with its simple and timeless practices, offers tools to confront these challenges. Today, I want to share with you a set of solutions inspired by this philosophy. These are 9 powerful yet accessible ideas to help you transform your relationship with anxiety and depression, bringing greater clarity and balance to your mind. Reflection 1. There's a story about the Stoic philosopher Cleanthes, who once came across a man in Athens berating himself for a mistake. Cleanthes stopped, looked at him and said, "Remember, you're not speaking to a bad person." This brief interaction carries a profound lesson. How often do you find yourself being your harshest critic, especially during difficult times, when anxiety and sadness seem overwhelming? We often spiral into self-destructive thoughts. Stoic philosophy teaches us that to break this cycle, we must first learn to treat ourselves with understanding, respect, and compassion. Cleanthes wasn't offering just a simple piece of advice. He was pointing to a universal truth. When we drown in self-criticism, we become our own enemies, suffocating our emotional well-being. Seneca echoes this idea. Kindness toward oneself is the foundation for cultivating healthy and meaningful relationships. So, ask yourself, are you encouraging and supportive, or are you relentless in your self-criticism? Often, we forget that the way we speak to ourselves shapes our reality. If we want to thrive, we must start with kindness. By becoming our own best friend, we create a solid foundation to face life's challenges. Start now. Treat yourself the way you would treat a dear friend. Be kind. Encourage yourself, and watch how this internal shift reflects in your life. Before we continue, here's an important reminder. If this content has brought any insight to you, it's here because others helped spread it. Like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment so that more people can access these tools for their minds and souls. Now, let's move on to the second lesson. Stay focused on your own path. Life is like driving on a busy highway. If you're constantly looking at the cars around you, trying to match their speed, you'll end up swerving off your route, and maybe even into an accident. But keeping your eyes fixed on your destination ensures that you'll get there safely and efficiently. Similarly, staying focused on your own path is essential for your mental health and well-being. Seneca teaches us to value our personal progress and avoid comparisons with others. Every person has a unique journey. Yeah, it's easy to lose focus when we start comparing ourselves. That friend who seems to have conquered the world before turning 30, the influencer with a seemingly perfect life, or the colleague excelling in an industry you barely understand. These comparisons erode our peace and distract us from what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius in his Meditations wrote something fundamental. Do not waste the rest of your life worrying about others unless it is for the common good. Being occupied with what so-and-so is doing or thinking only diverts you from safeguarding your own soul. These words echo a universal truth. Our strength and balance come from within, not from external validations. Accepting that we are on our own path without competing with others or feeling inferior brings contentment and clarity. When you embrace this mindset, you find the strength to overcome anxiety and depression. This happens because your focus shifts back to where it should always have been: your journey and personal growth. A sound mind reflects a sound body. The famous phrase by Juvenal, "A sound mind in a sound body," perfectly captures the connection between our mental and physical health. We live and feel emotions through our bodies, and Stoicism emphasizes that caring for both is essential to overcoming challenges like anxiety and depression. Seneca reminds us that small daily practices can transform our mental health. It could be a walk outdoors, a moment of deep breathing. These activities are more than simple tasks. They are moments of reconnection with yourself. They not only help relieve stress, but also bring clarity to your mind. When you exercise, your body releases substances like serotonin and endorphins, which promote feelings of happiness and relaxation. These hormones help combat anxiety and depression, creating a positive cycle. Even if a new exercise feels challenging at first, it rewards not just your body but your mind. Take a moment to reflect. How much time do you dedicate to caring for your body and mind? Make a list of your activities and identify areas for improvement. Whether it's through exercise, meditation, reading, or rest, every small action helps build a stronger foundation for handling life's difficulties. Remember, caring for yourself is an investment that transforms your emotional balance and physical health. Small changes can open big doors to a more fulfilling life. Start where you are, with what you have. It's easy to feel unmotivated when thinking about the obstacles to caring for your body and mind. Maybe going to the gym feels overwhelming, or even stepping out for a walk seems too hard. But the good news is, this doesn't have to hold you back. Today, there's a universe of possibilities at your fingertips. On YouTube, for example, you'll find countless free classes on meditation, yoga, functional training, and more. All it takes is a single click to take the first step. Procrastination is the greatest enemy of mental tranquility. When we delay self-care, we're merely prolonging our suffering and distancing ourselves from the balance we deeply seek. In Seneca's words, cast away all hindrances and devote your time to obtaining a sound mind, for no man can achieve it while preoccupied. Caring for your body and mind is not just about physical health. It's an act of self-love. Small daily steps lead to great transformations. When you care for your body, it responds with more energy and vitality. When you nourish your mind, it lights the way to a more fulfilling life. Embrace this Stoic solution and see how these practices can help you conquer anxiety and depression. Renew yourself every morning. What's been done cannot be undone, but we can always avoid repeating the same mistakes. This reflection, inspired by Anne Frank, deeply connects with the Stoic teaching of living in the present and renewing ourselves each day. Every morning is a new opportunity to begin again, correct our flaws, and grow. Imagine a river that, despite encountering stones and obstacles, keeps flowing forward. It doesn't look back, it just continues on its course. We can draw inspiration from this natural flow, renewing our energy and perspectives each dawn. Carrying the weight of the past only accumulates stress and anxiety, making it harder to face the challenges of the present days. If each day is a chance to start over, why insist on carrying old burdens? Don't allow yourself to be trapped in cycles of regret or sadness. Instead, embrace the new beginning that every morning brings. As Marcus Aurelius reflected, every morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. By renewing ourselves daily, we find the strength to overcome any adversity and create space for hope. Remember, make each dawn a chance to be proud of who you are and the path you are walking. Adopt a new perspective on life. While ruling the greatest empire in the world, Marcus Aurelius wrote deep reflections on the insignificance of his power and the vastness of the universe. In Meditations, he reminds us that by looking beyond the immediate, we begin to see how human history is cyclical. This thought also appears in the Bible. Generations come and go, but the earth remains forever. These words show us that, by expanding our view, we realize many of our problems and challenges are smaller than they seem. Meditating on the cycle of generations and our smallness in the cosmos is not an invitation to insignificance, but to humility. It's an opportunity to see life from a broader perspective, bringing clarity and peace. Nothing in life is permanent. By understanding that all things are temporary, we gain the strength to handle the highs and lows of life. This is a core lesson of Stoicism. Impermanence teaches us resilience. Imagine a violent storm. In the moment, it feels endless, but eventually, the sky clears. Similarly, our difficulties and sufferings are temporary. By accepting this truth, we learn to face challenges with more courage and hope. Reflect on a difficult moment you've overcome in the past. How did you feel at the time? How do you feel now remembering it? This exercise helps us internalize impermanence. Write down 3 challenging moments you've overcome. Notice how they passed, and how you managed to move forward. Remember the powerful phrase, "This too shall pass." Carry it with you in tough times. This perspective not only lightens the weight of suffering, but also gives us clarity to see beyond the present moment. By accepting that everything is temporary, we find the strength to face whatever comes next. Face adversity as opportunity. No one is more unhappy than the one who has never faced difficulties. Seneca reminds us that it is adversities that test and shape our character. Without challenges, there is no growth. When we encounter obstacles, it is an opportunity to practice our virtues. Epictetus said that difficulties reveal who we truly are. Every obstacle is like a workout to strengthen our soul, just as a coach challenges an athlete to become stronger. Of course, we would prefer a peaceful life without problems, but without adversity, we would never learn to endure, persevere, or mature. The next time you face a challenge, ask yourself, how do I want to react? Will you see it as an opportunity to grow, or as a reason to give up? Character does not develop in ease, but in trials. Just as fire forges steel, difficulties make us stronger. The struggles we face today are the fuel for our growth tomorrow. Remember, adversities are opportunities in disguise. Embrace them and discover the extraordinary strength within you. Expand your view of life. Marcus Aurelius taught us to look beyond what is directly in front of us, to see life from a broader perspective. Despite ruling the largest empire in the world, he recognized the smallness of it all in the face of the vast universe. This perspective helps us understand that many of the things we overly value are insignificant, while other seemingly small details hold great value. By expanding our view, we find clarity and humility. Technological advancements and global events may change, but our emotions and how we deal with them remain constant. This reconnects us with what truly matters and helps us appreciate our own journey more deeply. Adopting this broader vision encourages us to be more humble, to appreciate our existence, and to find our place in the long history of humanity. With it, we become more resilient, finding meaning and purpose even in the most difficult moments. These Stoic reflections show how the power of the mind, resilience, and clear vision can transform the way we face challenges. Continue applying these practices in your life, and watch how they help you overcome anxiety and depression, bringing more peace and clarity. Everything passes, a chain of resilience. Just as storms inevitably give way to sunny days, difficult moments are also temporary. Remember, this too shall pass. Write this powerful phrase in the comments and help create a chain of support and motivation. Your comment could be the encouragement someone needs to face a tough moment, and remember that better days will come. 8. Learn to accept the unexpected. Do not resist reality. Accept it as it is, and suffering will decrease. This is a central lesson in Stoicism. When we resist what happens in our lives, believing that the world is conspiring against us, we generate frustration, anxiety, and sadness. On the other hand, accepting the unexpected brings serenity and clarity. The Stoics believe we should accept events as part of the natural order. To do so, we need to recognize that there are aspects of life we cannot control, such as being born into privileged or unfavorable conditions. What we can control, however, is how we respond to these circumstances. Zeno used the metaphor of a dog tied to a cart to explain acceptance. We are like the dog. We have some freedom within the limits of the leash, but when the cart moves, we have two options: resist and hurt ourselves. Seneca said, "Fate leads the willing and drags the unwilling." Accepting reality does not mean resignation, but focusing on what is within our control. It is an essential step toward living with tranquility and purpose. Remember the words of Epictetus: "Do not wish that the events should happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do, and you will have a tranquil life." Comment: what Stoic teaching helps you most in accepting the unexpected? Share your experience and inspire others to practice acceptance. 9. See beyond the emotions. Our emotions often distort reality. How many times have you found yourself misinterpreting a situation because of your emotions? A message that wasn't quickly answered might seem like a sign of disinterest, but in reality, the person may just be busy. Being ignored by a waiter might feel like contempt, but maybe they are simply overwhelmed. When we let our emotions control our perception, we risk magnifying small problems unnecessarily. Stoicism teaches us to seek objectivity, describing facts without adding emotional judgments. By detaching our emotions from our interpretations, we gain clarity and can approach situations more rationally. This practice helps us respond thoughtfully, rather than react impulsively. For example, if your online store didn't make sales, your first reaction might be to think you've completely failed. However, there might be a technical issue with the payment system, something you can fix. Instead of reacting emotionally, take a step back, observe the situation calmly, and look for practical solutions. Practicing objectivity helps us avoid harmful assumptions and face situations more rationally. The next time you feel overwhelmed by emotions, pause and ask yourself, what are the facts? This will help you see things as they really are, reducing stress and promoting a more balanced life. Comment below, what situation have you been able to see more clearly by applying objectivity? Share your story to inspire others to do the same. 9. Adjust your emotional thermostat. Our emotions can turn simple situations into big dramas. Imagine your emotions as a thermostat. Without control, it can raise the temperature of a neutral event to intense levels. A classic example, a message that isn't answered quickly. In our minds, it can turn into rejection or disinterest, when in reality, the person might just be busy. The Stoics teach us that events themselves are neutral. It's we who assign meaning to them through our judgments. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, advises, look at things as they really are, without letting your emotions distort your vision. To practice this philosophy, start by observing a challenging situation objectively. Ask yourself, what are the facts? Avoid adding emotional judgments that might cloud your perception. This exercise isn't easy, but it's essential for cultivating a resilient mindset. By adjusting your emotional thermostat, you gain mental clarity and avoid the wear and tear caused by anxiety and stress. Over time, this practice helps build a more balanced and happy life. 10. Cultivate your mental garden. We cannot change events, but we can change how we interpret them. This is a fundamental principle of Stoicism and a powerful tool for overcoming anxiety and depression. When we face adversity, we have the opportunity to apply what we've learned. Epictetus encourages us to use these situations as training to improve the quality of our thoughts. In this way, we transform difficulties into lessons and cultivate a resilient mindset. Remember, true change begins within you. By taking care of your mental garden, you plant the seeds for a fulfilling and peaceful life. If this message touched your soul, share the word gratitude in the comments and send this video to someone who needs emotional support. You may be the light in someone else's life. May peace be with you. Thank you for watching and see you next time, my friends.